All right. In Ski's opinion, to jump on here to touch on a couple of topics. I ain't been on here in a while or been getting busy, but like I said, I'm trying to be more active and more on here. So I got a few topics I'm gonna jump into. I'm gonna say we're gonna touch on the little Durk bond rejection. So last time we speaking on Durk, was kind of optimistic about him possibly being able to come home. Don't seem like that's happening right now, but like I said before, for them to be even considering him going back into the court to speak on trying to possibly actually get a bond or whatever, is something to what his lawyer proposed or put forward. So I still feel optimistic about his chances now than before of how it sound. Sound like now Durk might be possibly, like I said, still able to beat this case. Now he might have to do it from inside of there, or maybe not. Maybe this next court hearings or appearance will get it where he can get this situation handled and get a bond. But regardless, I think he got a better chance than he did before with them dropping things that they was charging him with before, and then having to come with a superseding indictment or whatever to rechange what it is to charge them to be able to hold them, to say, well, this is what it really, well, why you didn't do that from Jump Street? So as thorough as the federal government say that they are, you ain't that damn thorough. You jumped out the window with some information that was false, and they caught you. He got some lawyers that savvy enough to catch that mistake that they made, but like they said, the government could do what they want. So they had the opportunity to come up with a whole new game plan in the middle of the game. You know, they was able to switch it up. So, but that's how it is. I don't know how that's fair. I don't know how we said we got a fair and just criminal justice system, and you know, we're supposed to be on an even playing field. That doesn't seem even to me. I'm sorry. That's just how I feel. Shit, I think that's how everybody should feel. Why should they be able to do that in the middle of the case and nobody else can? Like the defense can't come up with, oh, well, you know, we want to turn and make a total 360 or 180 and go this route now because we got caught up with something that actually we was, you know, banking on and building our whole case around that was going to possibly destroy it or crumble it. So let us go from this angle now. And that's still fair because now, you know, I don't get it. It just seems rotten to me that that it's a lie. I mean, it's not fair. So, I mean, that's all I want to say about that. Like, it's a lot of work that need to be done with a lot of different things, not just, you know, even in the courts. I mean, as far as how police in the streets or, you know, everything. The entire system is flawed. So, it need to be revamped in some type of way. But, like I said, he got a shot. They rigged the game, if you ask me, for him not to be able to get out, and came up with this thing 2 days before it was time for him to come in for a hearing to get his bail, you know, reconsidered, possibly being able to come home. Y'all come up with this, you know, which I feel like is scrambling to me. So I don't know how strong that's even going to be, and how do you even prove he stalked and did all this when he was somewhere else. This guy was always a few hundred miles away from where this was actually happening. I mean, but if you're not using the thing, and I think they dropped something else with the murder for hire thing, so I don't even know if you charging him with that now. So I think you had that more so in the bag. That's why I said I thought before this case looked a lot stronger with the, if they was able to connect the he paid for it. But now it sounds like they even dropped things that would even gauge towards that, but you're still trying to kind of say that. It's just weird. I don't know. But anyway, keep fighting, Durk. You know, I think you got a shot. You know, you got a strong support system. You know, just keep your head up. Next thing I want to speak on is, I guess I can't really even speak on. I don't know if I want to give my opinion on what happened with these guys because I don't really know much about them. But I guess I could say I want to give condolences to those brothers, family, the two O-Block youngins, Money Duke and Youngin. They was King Von, close friends, and I guess everybody over there in O-Block, you know, close friends. But I ought to give a condolence to them. Sad that Chicago, I don't know, like, you know, we take a couple of steps forward and then 10 of them back, you know, as far as this gang shooting and killing each other and these youngsters going back and forth. I don't know. It's not really my place to say because people have pain. Like I said, I come from Chicago, South Side, but I got to a point in life where I was able to see something different or look at it different and see the worthlessness of doing it, you know, even living that life. So my opinion is, youngsters, let it go. I don't know if I want to even say let it go. I'm going to say youngsters, find another type of way to fight other than destroying each other, you know, and tearing each other down. Like, we're going to need y'all young warriors to be out here to represent our culture, us as a people, on how we can progress. And y'all may have ideas that, you know, may help us in the future, or our children, or grandchildren, everything, you know. So figure out another way other than just shooting and killing each other on how to battle, you know. People have debates, everything, you know. It's a way to, you know, prove your point without actually having to physically kill the body, because this is becoming sickening. You know, it's damn near normal to hear something happening to one of the youngsters from Chicago. But like I said, I just give my condolences to them. I speak to the youth to say, come on, we better. We better than this. We can do better than this. You survived so much, you know. We can use our brain to do something different. So that's my opinion on that, you know, situation. There's a lot of different scenarios of different things that's going on and what may have happened or what didn't happen. But, you know, those brothers didn't get a chance to say what happened to them, and the people who did that to them, doesn't look like they speaking up on it. So I would say, in that sense, maybe somebody becoming smart and not telling on themselves, because you already just lost, what, 2 young brothers, and we don't know how many people was involved in those 2 losing their life or being lost. Can be 1 to 5, you know, involved in this situation happening, and then you lose 5 more. So my thing is, you know, not to make light of them not speaking on what happened or bragging on it, but I don't think that it need to be talked about or bragged on, because it's all shameful, you know, and the family don't need to see that, feel that, hear that, you know, or anything. So I would just say, let's figure out something different to do, you guys, other than just destroying each other. Okay, next thing I want to speak on, I would say I want to talk about DJ Academics. Well, man, Academics. Academics been going back and forth with, it sounds like the female of two popular shows. It Is What It Is and The Breakfast Club, you know. He's been going at the female counterparts on those shows. But I guess it all started with The Breakfast Club girl. I don't want to call her a girl. Young lady, Lauren LaRosa. She, I guess, was at the Kendrick and SZA concert, and she tweeted, act lad, I guess. Academic must have said something about the numbers for the shows. They're not selling out or something, or they not being packed or sold out. And she was basically responding saying that, you know, that show was packed, it was sold out, and, you know, that's a lie about the numbers, I guess. So Act responded, you know, he had a problem with her saying something about it. So he responded and he called this woman all out of her name. He threatened to call her out of her name and went, you know, kind of ballistic, if you ask me. I think it's right over the top that her saying that put him in a frenzy like that. If you didn't say it, then you should be able to prove it, as far as not going crazy, you know, over this young woman said you lied about the numbers. I mean, to her, you lied at that place. I mean, but even if you didn't, it's a more clever and classier way to go about, you know, correcting her. So he go on the tangent, and it's a girl, Stat Baby. I like her. She on the show with Cam and Mace. It Is What It Is. She respond, you know, back, why you so mad, you know, at the female about saying this? You need to take a chill pill or something of that sort. I don't know if I'm saying everything verbatim, but she kind of went off like, you know, he need to take a vacation or something, you know, take a breath. Stop sweating over there, you know, or whatever. But, no, just bullshit. But, so she responded, so he responded back, you know, he would disrespect her, but out of respect for Mace and Cam, you know, so he kind of made their point when it came to, as far as you not having the same energy for men that you do for the women. So with the women, you kind of going in. Like, you even brought Jess Hilarious in it, and Jess don't got shit to do with it. But anyway, you put her in it and mentioned that you don't like her or whatever, you know, and then you kind of went in and saying like who was the one girl, kind of belittle her, but then you do some research and figure out that she got a fan base, she got a following of her own, and people love her, you know, on the internet. But regardless of that, like, I don't think that you should be reacting to everything. If you big act, if you are the biggest, right? I'm the biggest, you know. Be the biggest, fat boy. I'm sorry, man. I just don't like that you are kind of coming hard on these women. And then when brother say something, you don't even know if it was Cam or Mace or whoever said it, but they made a statement back from It Is What It Is Twitter account saying that you're not finna violate her. That's not happening over here. You know, the way you talked about the other woman on the Breakfast Club, I mean, to a point, you know, Cam, It Is What It Is kind of saying, like, we ain't allowing it. What Charlamagne and them allowing you to do to Jess and the Lauren LaRosa lady, we not finna allow you to talk about our young sister like that. We not finna let you talk about Stat Baby like that. We here for it, you know, for her. So, I think you might have met your match with these guys, you know, because they could be just as petty as you. And I see you going. You right. You got a huge platform, but I think that they growing, and these are Harlem. How do you say? These are Harlem dozen playing ish talking. You know what I'm saying? Brothers, like from old school to OGs with it too. Like, but they can still pop it. So I think you might have probably met your match when it coming to going back and forth with them. But you said you here for it, you know. And just because you like them, don't mean that you're gonna let them disrespect you. That's I don't let these niggas disrespect me. I don't go if I do like them. They ain't finna disrespect me. Big act. Big act. Right? Big act. But yeah, no. These dudes are pretty petty. And they gonna come. They gonna come and they know how to talk and they know how to pop it. They gonna pop that Harlem-ish on you, you know, pause you to death. But they gonna go in on you. Big act. So, I don't know. You might have a problem with that right there, if you ask me. So, that's interesting. I will be paying attention to, excuse me, the back and forth, you know, with these brothers, because I know it's going to be very entertaining. So I will be checking it out, and I'll be giving my opinion on what's been going on. But in my opinion, you might have a problem, Big Act. But I will say that you do have a point on what you said as far as, and I don't know say if I'm surprised. I'm not surprised about it, but I just think, like, I was glad that you was able to pick that out, that she shouldn't have got in his business. It don't matter, you know, what you think or you feel about, like, he's not talking to you. He didn't say nothing to, I mean, like you said, you might be friends with Lauren LaRosa. So maybe that's what made her feel like she should have been saying something or getting in his business. That's not her business. So, oh man, him responding wasn't nothing like wow, and he didn't really say nothing, but I don't know who you are, and you know, I will violate you, but out of respect for them, which, you know, garnered a response from them saying that nah, you not gonna violate her, you know, and they here for it, you know, and they gonna stand on business for it. So you didn't go off or give the energy that you gave as far as you gave with the girl, but you didn't truly back down from them as well. So like I said, I have to give academics some credit there, that he didn't just not respond or didn't just not say nothing. The energy's not the same, but he explained why the energy not the same. He liked them. He came up listening to Kim, you know, musically he said he liked Mace too. So I get that. If he revealed, you have he has a positive rapport as far as with them. So I get why he didn't go too crazy, you know. But yeah, that's your opinion on that. You know, academic. Y'all reach out to comments. Let me know what y'all think about what Act is doing. Do y'all feel like he goes hard on the females, or and don't bring the same energy to the males, or you know, do you feel like Act, you know, get it popping with everybody? Big Act. Well, no, I don't know, but whatever. So I'm gonna move on from there. I'm gonna touch on a topic that I've been thinking of. What do you guys think about where this country, or I'll even go beyond that, I'll say this world will be in the next 20 years, realistically thinking and speaking? Do you feel like we going down the track to be in a more positive light, or a more futuristic, elevated state, or do you think that we are decreasing as far as a race of people on this earth? Do you think that technology is going to hurt us, or do you think it's going to push us ahead, advance? I'm going to say I'm a little mixed. I have a little mixed feelings about that. So I could say I think that if things keep going the way that they are and people rely more and more on technology, it's a possibility that we can end up in a bad spot as far as thinking about our thinking capacity, our brains, the way that, I'm gonna say, the way that we used to be. You know, I think that we had to think more. You know, kids was outside a little bit more. We was outside more growing up. You know, you had to use your imagination more. That's when you was able to invent things, or, you know, be inventive or be impulsive to the point of thinking about being able to create and move forward and be innovative. If AI is doing everything for us, what are we gonna do? But then also I think that if you still have people who do think or have thinking minds that feel like let me use AI to lighten the load of things so I can concentrate more so on being creative. I can concentrate more so on being, being aware to focus on being innovative and coming up with more ideas and more creative things to where I can get things done even quicker, because I got these certain steps taken off of my plate because I'm using AI or technology to handle those in a way where I can work cohesively with it. Not let it do everything for me and then lack the ingenuity to have a brain to even think about being able to create. So that's why I say I'm kind of mixed on it. Some ways I feel like it's hurting us, and in other ways I feel like it could be a help to us, and it's helping us because some people using it in that way. But if we can all collectively get on that page to do it together and have a focus point and a direction and a clear path to where we're trying to get with it, then it could be great. I mean, the future looks very bright for our children, grandchildren, descendants carrying on throughout life. I mean, the earth can even get better. As far as, even us taking care of the earth and the better. It could be a smarter or a more humane way or more information to understand things that we need to do in order to make this place better. So, I mean, it's ups and downs and everything. So, I don't know if that's answering the question, but I want you guys to reach out in the comments and speak on what y'all think, where we heading, what y'all see. I would like to hear. I'm gonna pick like 3 or 4 comments out of the comments of what people think about this part of the show. What's your idea of what we will be in 20 to 30 years from now, as far as where the earth is and the world is now to where it'll be then, depending on technology and the way you see things now. So I invite all y'all out. I'm actually challenging y'all to get in those comments and put your ideas out there. I'm gonna read all 3 of them. Next video, pick 3. I'll give a shout out to those people and their page. Right now, I am gonna ask for you guys to like, subscribe, follow the journey of Inski's Opinion. Help me with my march to 10,000 subs. At a little over 2,000 subs right now. If you guys can help me, like I said, subscribe, follow, share it, to get others to subscribe and help me on my march to 10,000. That's me today. That's my time. Inski's Opinion. It's kind of ran about the time that it usually will be running. I thought it was going to be a little bit quicker, but got a little bit into that last question. So, looking forward to seeing comments. Like I said, like, subscribe, share. Help me on my march to 10,000 subs. Peace. Inski's Opinion. I'm out.